we have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Well, Vancouver police arrested the man they say rammed a rideshare car multiple times as his wife was a passenger inside. This was all caught on camera. You may remember this back in November. Last night, officers were called to check on a suspicious situation near West 35th and Kaufman Avenue. That's where they found a man named K. Lodge lying on the ground. After a health check, he went to jail on multiple charges, including assault and hit and run. And now to some terrifying video and moments for a Tacoma family as their home was riddled with bullets in the middle of the night, and their Ring camera caught it all on camera. Stephen Taylor says his daughter was asleep in the front bedroom when nearly 50 shots exploded around 4 a.m. She ended up with 5 wounds, while the house and even some pictures are still left with holes.
I was just worried about my daughter's life. They shot right through us. It's like, how does that even happen? It's just symbolic. I almost want to hang this on the wall someday to remind us of what we're living through.
Thankfully, his daughter's injuries turned out to be minor. Taylor doesn't believe their home would have been targeted. So far, no one has been arrested in this. And now to new developments in Multnomah County's deflection program, which offers treatment over jail time for people caught using drugs. County commissioners just approved a new set of standards they hope will get more people to follow through with the program. The new rules require people to engage in services for at least 90 days. Before, it was only just 30 days. The county will also provide transportation to deflection services, and they'll prioritize getting people into emergency shelters or recovering housing if they are going through that program. Oregon health officials are warning of another measles exposure, this time in Clackamas County. The Oregon Health Authority says people may have been exposed to measles if they were in the emergency department waiting room at Providence Willamette Falls Medical Center in Oregon City on Wednesday. Now, the time of exposure was between 10 o'clock at night and just after midnight. OHA says you should contact your doctor if you think you have been exposed. All right, let's check in with Chris now with a look at your weather. That's pretty behind you.
How's this for a Friday afternoon?
Not a cloud in sight.
I can count 1 or 2, maybe, off to the left. They're a ways away. Yes, to your point, Stephanie, it's gorgeous out there. But we do have some changes in our weekend forecast. The point being that some of us, especially south of Portland, have at least a slight chance of some rain. There's your weekend forecast. I'll walk you through this coming up in just a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Christine Padawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
All right, so about 5 hours if you want to enjoy the sun, you said today?
Yeah, 5.5, 5:15. I don't.
Okay,
who's
that's pretty
counting?
good.
I am counting.
Yeah, I mean,
actually.
you were counting.
I've been counting. We've been tacking on about 3 minutes of daylight.
I'll
Our
take
first
it.
6 p.m. sunset on March 3rd. So yeah, days are getting longer. Love it, and we are soaking up every second of that Friday afternoon sunshine out there. The visible satellite imagery showing a generally mostly clear sky across the state. The stuff that's not moving, of course, the snow caps in the higher terrain, like out towards the Blues and the Wallowas. Central Oregon Cascades there, Mount Hood, Mount Jefferson is there. That's Mount Hood, that's Mount St. Helens. There's your geography lesson for the day. We'll be done with that now. Moving on, sunny and mild this afternoon. Okay, so here are the big changes for the weekend forecast. There is a slight chance of some valley rainfall, and actually those chances of rain have been inching farther north. Not much, but a switcheroo from where we were suggesting earlier this week. We could have a completely dry and fully sunny weekend. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but I'll walk you through that with Futurecast in just a second. We are still eyeing 60-degree temperatures, we think, early next week before the next round of widespread rain moves in. All right, it's 48 right now at the airport, but it's 50 in downtown Portland. Beaverton's up to 51, and we hop over the Cascades. Look at that. Bend at 57, Pendleton 57, and the Dalles right now at 56. In fact, Futurecast has our temperature getting up to 56 here in Portland. It's just about the time the kids get out of school, so I think we have some playground time in the offing this afternoon. Across the state, temperature shaking out maybe in the low 60s in the Dalles this afternoon, pushing 60 along the southern Oregon coast, and again, pushing 60 out towards central Oregon, Pendleton somewhere between about 58 and 60 with full sunshine. Okay, that's the sun. Now let's talk about the clouds and the possibility of rain this weekend, courtesy of that low pressure that's been meandering off the Pacific Northwest coast here for the last 2 or 3 days. It's going to start to get a shove eastward in the next 24 hours, taking a beeline for the Oregon-California border. We are just close enough that, especially the southern Willamette Valley, we're going from chance of rain to likely rain in Lynn County, Benton County, and Point South. In fact, modeling spits out a ½ inch of rain down towards Eugene. So if you're heading to the southern Willamette Valley or beyond, expect rain Saturday and Sunday. We are on the northern periphery of that, and like spokes around a wheel, little pieces of energy and moisture will rotate around that low as it works its way eastward. We're dry today. We're dry tomorrow, but note that the cloud cover will increase. And that first band of rain, there's a good chance that with dry air coming out of the gorge, we erode most of this. So doubtful that any of that hits the ground. But the point is that the chance of rain is not zero along the central Oregon coast tomorrow. Tomorrow night, another little piece of moisture works northward, and that pinwheels itself towards Wilsonville and McMinnville. So again, therein lies that chance of rain, some light showers early Sunday. Are they overly likely? No. But this is a big change from what we were saying earlier this week when we thought we would have a fully sunny weekend. And we really hate to do that. We would much prefer to underpromise and overdeliver, but we're walking back a little bit because we have to, because that's what March weather does to us. But in any event, temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. We're still eyeing 60 early next week, and rain does look like a good bet on Wednesday.
Not too shabby. All right, Chris, thank you. Well, still ahead on KGW Plus, a local Portland nonprofit expanding mental health care access for the local Latino community. We're back in 2 minutes.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
I'm Trina Green, a morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
Oregon is set to be the first state in the nation to eliminate out-of-pocket costs for follow-up testing after an abnormal cervical cancer screening. The bill passed both chambers and is now on Governor Tina Kotek's desk. Representative Anessa Hartman has publicly shared about her cervical cancer diagnosis last year. She says cervical cancer is preventable and that, quote, prevention only works when people have access to every step of care, not just the first. Screening without affordable follow-up is not prevention. It's a false sense of security. A local nonprofit is expanding mental health care options for the Latino community in Portland. Yesterday, Latino Network held a grand opening for its new mental health care center. It's inside the Center for Social Justice building in downtown Portland. The nonprofit says until now, they didn't have a culturally specific mental health service in the city.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done in addressing culture taboos, the stigma behind receiving mental health services, and it's a really needed thing in our community right now, and having it culturally specific creates a space for our families to feel welcome, to feel seen.
As of right now, the service is only available to Latino Network participants, but they hope to expand their offerings soon. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
And finally today, these guys are the newest residents at the Oregon Zoo. Look how cute they are. Meet Banjo and Bentley, who are looking very snazzy in their stripes. Really cool stripes, right?
There's a lot of alliteration there with the banjo and Bentley bongos.
And they're known as bongos. There you go. Forest-dwelling antelope. They're native to sub-Saharan Africa. They came to Portland from San Diego at the zoo and safari park there. According to the Oregon Zoo, the two are already grazing and exploring their new habitat, and they look like they're having a lot of fun.
My daughter's
like zoomies or whatever they're called.
Yeah, that's
right?
exactly what you say when the dogs just
yeah.
Right about the time you try to put the dogs down and the kids down to bed, and they're doing this at like
zoomies.
9:30 in the evening.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Great day for that.
Yep.
Great weekend to go to the zoo. I mean, there is at least the slight chance of rain early Sunday, but I think that's slight. Any rain that we would get wouldn't be terribly heavy. I know that sounds like I had to walk back that great forecast from earlier this week, but it is what it is. Sunny mid-50s through the next couple of days, maybe pushing 60 as we get into early next week.
Yeah, still pretty warm, so that's very nice. Thanks, Chris. Hey, a reminder, we've added more live news to KGW Plus. You can tune in to Sunrise from 7 to 9 and later tonight at 5:30. We hope you have a great day. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Happy weekend.